Welcome everyone. We got Wizards pregame. Cardo W. Jr. at Capital One Arena. As you can see, Wilson Tarbert Jr. The Washington Wizards are hosting the Atlanta Hawks tonight. Atlanta comes into this game, Cardo, with a record of 11-7. Only on a 2-game winning streak, having knocked off the Pelicans 115-98, and then the Hornets at home 113-110. They're being led by Jalen Johnson, who's continued his rapid development. He's been getting better and better every year of the past couple of seasons. This year is no different. He's averaging 22.4, not just under 10 rebounds, 7 assists. Nikhil Alexander-Walker came over from the Wolves, and then Kristaps Porzingis from the Celtics. They're up next, scoring 19 points respectively. The Wizards put off a 121-120 loss on the road in Chicago. That was the end of a 3-game road trip, and some of them go 0-4 on that road trip. The Wizards are currently on a 14-game losing streak. Crazy to say, but they're close to touching something that they did twice last season, which is they lost 16 games in a row twice last season. They're nearing that. So, Cardell, my question to you is, what do they have to do to put themselves in a position tonight to not only end this slide, but prevent themselves from hitting that disgusting number of games that I mentioned that they hit twice last season?
I mean, what we've been starting to end with is the issue all season. Got to play some defense. And this game will be up and down because they get up and down as well. But they get stops. They cause turnovers. They get steals. They get blocks. And it translates to a lot of points, man, even without Trae Young. They have a bunch of veteran guys, the versatile defenders that can fly around and understand what it takes to get timely stops. And most importantly, on the other end, offensively, they don't take a lot of bad shots. You know what I mean? They take shots that they can make, and people don't understand everything's connected. How you play offense is connected to how you play defense. How you play defense is connected to how you play offense. So if you're taking good shots, that gives your teammates and your team overall a chance to get back on defense, to be set up to get stops, whether it's transition on the half court. Take wild shots, it's going to be guys scattered all over the place, advantage the opposing team. Same thing, if you don't get stops on defense, it's off to the races for the opponent getting easy baskets. But if you do get stops, you get a chance to get back on your defense, man, and get stops as well. So even with Trae Young out, they're dangerous, man. You know what I mean? Like, they're still holding the fort down. If anything, they become more potent defensively. You know what I mean? And that hasn't necessarily been their identity. Like, now, you can't pick on nobody. And most importantly, even with Trae Young out, they have 6 players that average double figures and a couple other players there that are knocking on the door there. So it's a balanced attack. And led by, Jalen Johnson, man, who's having an all-star year. You know what I'm saying? And if they put together a few more wins, he'll be in the MVP discussion. When you averaging 22, 9-7, 1.7 steals, you know what I mean, on 56, 41, 80 splits, you're getting it done. You're getting it done. So salute to that young fellow. We seen him coming a couple years ago. It's just a matter of when will he take that next step, and he decided to take it this year. So the Wizards have their hands for it. Ironically, it seemed like the kind of roster construction that the Wizards are trying to build, or what they're hoping to build, is kind of similar to what the Hawks have, man. A bunch of versatile defenders, guys that could be versatile on both ends of the floor or whatnot. Versatile inside presence that can score inside and out. But obviously no one on the Wizards is Trae Young. But even with him out, no one on the Wizards is Jalen Johnson. You may have a couple guys in there that have that potential to be down the road, but they're not him. You got guys, they don't have the expertise and experience of Nikhil Alexander-Walker. It's just a roster full of guys that get it done, man. You can't even forget Dyson Daniels, who all-world defender, man. You know what I mean? So Okongwu, Sarn, them boys going to bang. They're going to be physical because he's a man inside, especially on the boards. Second chance points. Resache, last year's number 1 pick, man. Just solid, understands how to play, gets it done defensively as well. So the Wizards, obviously, you keep saying they have to win. Don't turn the ball over, no silly turnovers. But take some more shots, man. Execute, take some more shots. You live with misses, But they gotta be good misses, man. You can't just be throwing them up there and then hoping something happens. It just don't work that way.
Yeah, and to your point about the turnovers, almost playing a team like the Hawks, the turnovers, they don't just come in the form of turnovers. Those bad shots are literally going to put this team in transition, and you're going to see just how freaking athletic Atlanta is if you turn the ball over on a regular basis or take bad shots and get out in transition. And to your point, Washington does have one of the better benches in the league. Atlanta has a lot of players off their bench that are just tough to deal with. You mentioned Okongwu, that's another guy. He hasn't taken a Jalen Johnson type leap, but he's taking a sizable leap from the last season. It's another guy heading in the right direction, which now he's officially on full scouting report. We're like, you got to make sure you contain his production because it goes a long way. Obviously, what Jalen does is what Jalen does. And I know a lot of folks don't watch the Hawks on a regular basis, but the biggest thing you said is you take Trae Young off the floor, it leans into what the rest of the roster's identity is, which is defense. Like, heavily leans into it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's to the point that roster is constructed so heavily defensively that Trae Young's the exception. So you remove him on that end. Everyone loves that. Everyone is built to do that. So they got to take care of the ball tonight. Did you have anything else key-wise or anything else you want to share that you think folks should keep their eye on?
Yeah, the Atlanta Hawks averaged 22.3 points off of turnovers per game. That's a big chunk of their offense, man. So you can't turn the ball over or you're done, man. They get active. Like I said, they average, let me make sure I got it right. They're fifth in the league. They average 9.5 steals a game. So, and the Wizards turn the ball over a lot, so something going to have to give. That could be the key to the game right there.
You guys heard it. Write it down. Remember, as you're watching tonight's game, and we'll check in with you guys afterwards on Wizards Outlook.